Good day, everyone. How are you today? I'm here again, Ma'am Angel, your teacher in TLE 7. And I welcome you all to another session of Valenzuela Live. Please get ready with your notebook and pen, and don't forget to type present plus the name of your school. We are now in quarter 4, week 8 of our learning journey in electricity. Our target for today is to maintain tools and equipment with the following learning objectives. Identify the types and uses of lubricants and solvents in cleaning electrical tools and equipment. Apply the proper periodic preventive and maintenance of electrical tools and equipment. And value the importance of using lubricants and solvents in cleaning electrical tools and equipment. And this morning, this is our exploration. Exploration with systematic care and protection of tools and equipment in order to keep them safe, usable condition that limits problems and extends productivity. Send me your heart icon if you are now ready. Wow, thank you for that. Last time, your discussion with Ma'am Mel was about checking the condition of tools and equipment. Let's find out if you could identify functional and non-functional electrical tools and equipment. Let's try this activity. Simply identify the tools if it is functional or non-functional. Let's examine the first tool. We have here a combination pliers. Check the head, check the handle. Functional or non-functional? Functional. Next tool is portable electric drill. Conduct visual inspection before you comment your answer. Functional or non-functional? Functional. Very good. Another combination pliers here. What can you say about this? Functional or non-functional tool? Functional. Very good. The pliers is well insulated. Let's examine another tool. How about this screwdriver? Is it functional or non-functional? Yes, exactly. This one is non-functional tool and advised for replacement. Lastly, let's examine the handle and the head of this hammer. Yes, this one is a non-functional tool and need to be replaced. I am glad that you can check the condition of your tools. Also, you can decide which tools and equipment are for restoration and which are for replacement. Now, let's enjoy this vocabulary word activity. This time, to identify our vocabulary words, you need to arrange first the jumbled letters. Let's have the first word. This one is a material or liquid solution used to clean electrical tools. So, for our first word? What is your answer? Comment your answer now. Solvent. Very good. Next word. This is another material available in the hardware that is also used to maintain electrical tools. Our second word. Lubricant. Wow, amazing. Let's try for this another jumbled letters. Comment your vocabulary word now. This time, it's sharpening. Wonderful. Another. This is also a method of maintaining electrical tools and equipment. Comment your answer now. What is your answer for this? It's oiling. Very good. Let's have another. Any idea about our last jumbled letters? It's insulating. Thank you for being participative in our activity. So here are the vocabulary words. Solvent, lubricant, sharpening, oiling, and lubricating. All these words will give us the knowledge on how to maintain our electrical tools and equipment. To maintain our electrical tools and equipment, we can use lubricants and solvents. Lubricant is a substance introduced to lessen friction between moving surfaces. Lubricants are the saviors of many stock-boat combatants, loosening years of rust and debris in minutes. There are different types of lubricants according to their uses. First, we have anti-rust lubricant spray. It is used to loosen rusted parts, cleans and protects, drives out moisture, stops squeaks, and free sticker mechanisms. Another type of lubricant is wire pulling lubricant. Wire pulling lubricant does not damage insulation. It dries the slippery film, suitable for use with wire or cable covered with rubber. Next, the all-purpose anti-rust lubricant. This is used as anti-rust lubricants, rust removal, decontamination, and conductance. Another type here is the lubricant oil and engine oil. These are used to lubricate the gears, cleans, and protect, and drives out moisture. Another type of lubricant is silicone lubricant. Silicone lubricant is used to stable heat, to lubricate, to protect, and to help in reducing friction. Next, again, the different types of lubricants according to their uses are anti-rust lubricant spray, wire pulling lubricant. We have also the all-purpose anti-rust, another lubricant oil or the engine oil, And we also have the silicone lubricant. Another substance for cleaning and maintenance of our electrical tools and equipment is the solvent. Solvent works by dissolving the soil, breaking it down into smaller particles, and carrying it into the solution away from the clean surface. Solvent-based cleaners can be fast evaporating or slow evaporating, high in odor or low in odor, plastic, safer, or very aggressive. It can be classified as polar and non-polar. Polar solvents are solvents which are soluble in water, while non-polar solvents are solvents with which do not dissolve in water. Water, gasoline, kerosene, thinner, and detergent soap are cleaning solvents. Water is considered as the universal solvent because of high polarity of the water molecule. Light dust and soils on tools can be very effective, be removed with water only. Another solvent is the kerosene, which can be used to clean bicycle and motorcycle chain grease before pre-lubrication. It can be used to clean rust spots on your tools. Gasoline is used to wash greasy tools and equipment. Another solvent here, we have thinner, which can be used to remove spilled paint on the floor, walls, or even on your tools. Detergent soap. Detergent soap can be used for cleaning with water. Detergent works by breaking up dirt or soil, making it easy to wash it away. Aside from using lubricant and solvents, there are 3 methods of maintaining electrical tools and equipment. First, we have sharpening. It is the process of creating or refining a sharp edge of appropriate shape on a tool or implement designed for cutting. This is also to polish the sharp surface to increase smoothness. Next method is oiling. It is the process of using oil or any oil-like substance to lubricate parts of tools and equipment in order to move easily. Another, we have insulating. This method is keeping the insulator attached to the tool to protect you against injury. Insulating process uses materials to resist the electric current and magnetism. Again, to maintain electrical tools and equipment, we should use lubricant for tools. We can also use cleaning solvent for tools. We could perform sharpening, oiling, and insulating. And another is that maintain inventory of tools and equipment. A good routine of checking and inventory of tools and equipment is very significant. This provides you with all the details of tools and equipment that you currently own. It is very important to know all about your current stock of tools and equipment so that Any allocation of resources is an objective decision and not a guesswork. Therefore, budgets are based upon the actual quantity of tools and equipment owned. It is sometimes hard to identify and memorize the huge number of tools and equipment in a workplace. Maintaining the inventory record is of a great value. Now let's move on and explore more practices on maintenance and storage of tools. Let's begin with maintaining and storing hand tools with these different practices. Number 1, clean dirt and debris from tools after each use. Next, oil metal parts to prevent rust. Sand, rough wooden handles, and apply linseed oil. And repair loose handles. It is also important to sharpen the blades of cutting tools. Place the tools in a clean, dry storage area. Last one, protect the surfaces of cutting tools in storage. Next here are maintenance for power tools. Read and follow the maintenance schedule in the owner's manual for each piece of power equipment. Also, change the oil. Another, clean the air filter. Another practices will be lubricate moving parts. Another dish is to consider sharpen dull blades or replace worn blades according to their owner's manual. Replace also spark plugs. Next, drain oil and gasoline before long-term storage. Another practices for our power tools are check electric cords and connections on electric power tools. Store these power tools in a clean, dry storage area. This time, let's talk about the maintenance and storage of our big and heavy equipment. Here are some to consider. Store equipment in a clean, dry storage area. You can rinse and clean spray equipment after each use. Clean spreaders and check wheel-driven gear. Also, clean the carts and wheelbarrows after use. Those are the practices that we could apply to our hand tools, power tools, and equipment to surely keep them clean, well-maintained, and functional. But we must always be aware that maintenance activities are also potentially hazardous and can result in injury. So, we must be careful. I am confident that you have already acquired the competencies for this week. Let's have another activity to strengthen your knowledge and skills. This activity is called Pull Push Game Activity. Simply comment pull if the idea will not keep your tools clean, and comment push if the idea will keep your tools well maintained. Let's have the first idea. to keep power tools sharpened, polish dull blades, or replace worn blades according to the owner's manual? Comment your answer now. If your answer for this is push, you are correct. Come on, let's say push natin yan. All together, push natin yan. Next, gasoline used as a degreaser. It can improve the looks of your tools by removing the superficial coat of oil. Comment your answer now. If your answer for this is push, you are correct. Come on, let's say push natin yan. Another idea. Lubrication of tools and equipment should occur on a regularly planned and scheduled basis as part of the overall maintenance strategy. If your answer for this is push, you are all marvelous. Come on, let's say push natin yan. Next number. Maintain the inventory of tools and equipment to reduce unnecessary purchase of tools and equipment. Comment your answer. If your answer for this is push, you are amazing. Come on, let's say push natin yan. Last number. Store electrical tools and equipment in a clean, dry, and higher storage area. Now, you can have your answer. Comment your answer now. If your answer for this is full, you are mahusay. Storing electrical tools and equipment in a higher storage area might bring you to an accident. The best places to store your power tools include a shed, garage, or basement. The most important thing to consider is humidity and how to manage it. In your home, for example, you can easily control moisture with a dehumidifier. Therefore, basement storage is often ideal for power tools. Grade 7 students, do you have any question about our topic? No more questions? Well, that's great. Now, let's acknowledge and give our credits to our online resources for those images we utilize in our discussion. I am pretty sure that you enjoyed our session for today. Thank you so much for your active participation. Don't forget to visit your weekly home learning plan that will lead you to all the activities that you need to accomplish. If you have any questions, just send a message to your TLE teachers and for sure they will attend to you immediately. We also acknowledge the support and guidance of all Nanay teachers who are always with us for the academic and character development of our young Valenzuelanos. Grade 7 students, let me tell you these important words. Your teachers have passed on to you very important skills and knowledge that will guide you in making sound decisions. Our dear students, move forward and continue with your learning journey. We and your school would always be proud of you. Again, I am Mom Angel. Remember this, smile and always be a responsable Valenzuelan. See you around, grade 7 students. Isa ba? Tandaan, ano man ang sitwasyon, laging may solusyon. Bye!